Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to your Lunch Break Live. Today is Tuesday, January the 19th. It is one day before Inauguration Day. Today, because of this event happening tomorrow, this pretty historical thing, we have our own Mike Cason, who is our Capitol reporter who reports out of Montgomery, down in front of the Capitol, the Alabama State Capitol, to show us what kind of security measures are being taken in Montgomery ahead of the inauguration tomorrow. We know from various reports over the last several weeks that there had been rumors of violence in all 50 states outside of their capitals, and Montgomery was no exception to that rumor, but the city is prepared and they do have some measures being taken. So, Mike, thanks for going down to the Capitol, showing us what is happening down there. First, just tell us what you're seeing. I know you're right outside the Capitol right now.
Hey, Ivana. Thanks for having me. There's a police presence down here. There's a barricade. The Capitol is barricaded in front of the block in front of the Capitol. I'm gonna just turn around and let you see it. As you see, I'm a block on the side of the Capitol, and the road in front of the Capitol is barricaded. The top block of Dexter Avenue leading up to the Capitol is barricaded, and there's some police presence around. Not a lot of officers standing outside, but a lot of cars patrolling around. And as you see, just a handful of people walking around. No signs of any protest.
Right.
I don't know if you can see that sign. Is that about?
Yeah, we can. Can you? I can see it. Can you read it for anybody that can't read from the screen?
Sure. It says, this is quoting the Alabama state law, and it says, "It shall be unlawful for any person other than a law enforcement officer to have in his or her possession or on his or her person or in any vehicle any firearm while participating in or attending any demonstration being held at a public place." So I came down here Saturday, and this was not posted, but obviously this is posted in anticipation of possible protests, and it's just making clear that in Alabama, the state law is that you can't bring firearms to protests, which I know has happened in some other states.
Now we can see that you're about a block to the side of the Capitol. I think you said you are on Washington right now.
Right.
Is there a barricade similar to these ones that you're walking past right now? Is there that barricade on all sides of the Capitol building?
It is in front. You can drive directly behind the Capitol on Union Street, and there's no barricades back there. But this front entrance, which is the main entrance, is barricaded at both ends of Bainbridge Street and the top block of Dexter Avenue.
Now, for those of our audience who aren't familiar with Montgomery, who aren't familiar with that Capitol, is there one entrance to get into the Capitol, or can you explain kind of the layout of that section?
Well, normally the main entrance is this front entrance at the top of Dexter Avenue.
And that's where you're walking right now.
Right. But that's been closed since COVID. That's been closed to the public since COVID. And so the Capitol, which is normally open for tours and school groups and so forth, has been closed to the public since COVID. And if you have business in the Capitol by appointment, you go in the back entrance, which is on Union Street. So
that front entrance is barricaded right now, and that's where you're walking, but it's barricaded for cars. Now, if there is an entrance to the back, it's interesting if they didn't barricade that entrance that everybody's been taking since last March because of coronavirus.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm not sure why they would have not blocked off that street. Maybe it would have just been too cumbersome as far as the business people need to do in the Capitol. But as of now, it's open.
It'll be interesting to see if there is any sort of barricade erected before the inauguration tomorrow at 11 o'clock our time.
Right.
Now, one thing I will quickly say is a personal error here, a misspelled capital in this graphic on the screen, and that is a 100% my fault situation. And it's Tuesday. It is like a Monday for me, so I'll go ahead and address that. I got a question here from Jeffrey, and I think a lot of people are wondering this. He said, "Where are the police? We know that you are walking in an area that has been barricaded to cars, but we see a law enforcement vehicle right there. Are there law enforcement officers wandering around around, walking around, or do you just see their cars?
Mostly in their cars, and there are some. I see a state trooper here in front of me, and there's a Montgomery City police officer right down the street, and then another Montgomery City police vehicle there, as you see. So there's a very visible police presence, but mostly in their vehicles. I came down here yesterday, and it looked similar to this. There were two police officers standing right here where I'm standing on the steps, but it looked very similar to the way it does today.
Is that a barricade, the one up at the top of the steps in front of those Capitol doors? Was that erected because of coronavirus, or is that something that's new because of any possible unrest?
I believe that's new because I believe. Well, I'm sure it is because I know Friday I came down here and I walked around the Capitol grounds, and that was open because I passed right through there. So that is new.
So that's new as well. Now, a couple of people that have asked about the governor. Do we know if there's any extra security being taken around the governor, around Governor Ivey?
No, I don't know that. I do not know that. If there is, they haven't released that information, which they probably would not do that anyway. But
do we know if there's security being taken at the governor's mansion?
No, I'm sorry. I haven't looked into that, but there's always security there, but I don't know if there's anything extra because of the situation with the election and the inauguration.
Now, something that's so interesting about this inauguration is it's historical in the fact that there will be nobody not open to the public, I should say. The mall will not be open to the public as it has been in the past. And there's two separate things at play: coronavirus and also the possibility for unrest after the January 6th protests that led to violence at the Capitol. Now, Mike, we know that there have been rumors of possible unrest at all 50 state capitals, including in Montgomery. Has that happened this weekend? Has there been any sort of, has that come to fruition at all?
I have not seen any protests at all in Montgomery. I was down here Saturday several times during the day, and it was, it looked about like it did now. I was down here yesterday, didn't see anything. There is it was the Saturday after the election, the day that Biden was declared the winner. There was a pretty big protest here at the Capitol, maybe 100 people, pro-Trump people. It was peaceful. They were very energized, but it was peaceful. And I'm told some of those same people have been coming back every Saturday. I saw one of them a week or so ago, but I didn't see them this past Saturday. So no protests in Montgomery that I'm aware of since January 6th.
Are there any protests that you've heard of planned between now and tomorrow's inauguration?
No, I have not heard of any. Now, as you know, Mayor Reed, the mayor of Montgomery, he put out a statement, I think it was Friday night, saying that, that the city is prepared for whatever happens, and they're working with the state law enforcement, the FBI, and Secret Service, and on any possible threats. But he didn't, say anything specific, and I haven't heard anything come to fruition on that. Haven't heard of any protests, and I guess tomorrow will bear watching too. But so far, it's been quiet here in Montgomery.
Right now, I'm going to give you a little bit of a workout and ask if you can walk us back down to where you were and show us again that sign that we were talking about a minute ago. And while you're walking, I'll reiterate that you said Mayor Stephen Reed of Montgomery did make a statement on Friday saying that the city was prepared for any unrest. But as you said, he didn't necessarily give any specifics about how they were prepared.
No, he didn't, and I'm sure probably mayors in all capitals are probably putting out similar statements, just as a preemptive move. And but no, he didn't give any specifics. I'm going to walk down to the other block and see if the same sign is down there. I would assume it is.
And it'll be interesting to see. I know that you said you were there on Saturday, and that metal barricade in front of those doors were not there on Saturday. So it'll be interesting to see if there is anything else that has been put up since you were back at the Capitol on Saturday. Now, a question here, and I think that there's a lot of people, again, who maybe aren't familiar with Montgomery or with state business in Montgomery, and that have the same question, and that is all state business conducted, I should say, in that state capitol building that you're in front of right now?
No, not at all. That's really a pretty small number of people work in that building. The governor's office is in there, the Secretary of State's office, the state treasurer, state auditor, but most state government business goes on in different buildings, like this Lurleen Wallace office building across the street where the Medicaid agency is. And no, most people that work for state government do not work in the Capitol. That's not a lot of people work in there.
So is there any sort of security being taken at those surrounding businesses where state government is conducted?
I didn't see any, just driving through the Capitol complex, I didn't see anything unusual as far as security. You know, those buildings are secured, somewhat. You have to have a employee badge to get in most of the main entrances, but I didn't see anything new.
Mm-hmm.
There's the sign with the state law.
Just saying that if people come to protest, they cannot carry a firearm.
Right. I don't know if you can see that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we definitely can see it and can read it as well. That's you said those were just recently put up.
Yes, I didn't see those. I was down here Saturday and did not see these signs.
Well, Mike, again, I know you said that you had not heard of any possible protests, any rumors of anything happening between now and Inauguration Day tomorrow, but we really appreciate you going down and taking a look at these security measures that are in place, and I'm assuming that you will be doing the same through tomorrow.
Yes, I'll definitely be down here tomorrow to see if anything's going on, and we'll see if it remains as quiet as it is now. Right now, it's as quiet as can be.
I know that everybody hopes that is the case. It looks like there's great weather down there. So, Mike, we'll check in with you later to make sure that there is nothing happening down there. But in the meantime, stay safe, enjoy that sun, and everybody as well, you stay safe, enjoy that sun out there if you are in that area. And Mike, thanks again. Everybody, thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks, Ivana.